Are you claiming free prescriptions? Don't assume you're entitled. You could have to pay up to £100, as well as your prescription charge. Check before you tick. Information from the NHS. What entitles you to free NHS prescriptions? You may be entitled to free prescriptions because of your age. If you are on certain benefits, or if you have a particular certificate. We tell you more about this now. Your age. You're entitled to free prescriptions if you're under 16, 16, 17 or 18 and in full-time education, 60 or over. Students aged 19 and over aren't automatically entitled to free prescriptions, but can apply for help through the NHS Low Income Scheme. We will tell you more about this shortly. Certain benefits. Not all benefits entitle you to free prescriptions. Check which type of benefit you get before you tick the back of your prescription. You're entitled to free prescriptions if you are named on a claim for income support, income-based job seekers allowance, income-related employment and support allowance, pension credit, guarantee credit, paid on its own, or pension credit, guarantee credit with savings credit. Certain tax credits. We tell you more about this in the NHS Tax Credit Exemption Certificate section. Universal credit, but only if your earnings in your last assessment period were £435 or less, or £935 or less if you get an element for a child or have limited capability for work. You're not entitled to free prescriptions if you are named on a claim for contribution-based job seekers allowance, paid on its own, contribution-based employment and support allowance, paid on its own, pension credit, savings credit, paid on its own, any benefit paid on its own and not listed in the previous section, such as disability living allowance, personal independence payment, or incapacity benefit. Certificates. You're entitled to free NHS prescriptions if you have one of these certificates and it is still valid. NHS Maternity Exemption Certificate. If you're pregnant or have given birth in the previous 12 months, you can claim free prescriptions, but only if you have a valid maternity exemption certificate. Ask your doctor, midwife, or health visitor how to apply. NHS Medical Exemption Certificate. If you have a medical condition or physical disability, you are only entitled to claim free prescriptions if you have a valid medical exemption certificate. To find out if your condition will qualify you for a certificate, check the full list of accepted conditions on the following website, or check with your doctor. If you're eligible for a medical exemption certificate, ask your doctor how to apply. Go to www.nhsbsa.nhs.uk/medex or call 0300 330 1341. Next generation text 18001 0300 330 1341. NHS Tax Credit Exemption Certificate. You will automatically be sent this certificate if your annual family income used to work out your tax credits is £15,276 or less and you get child tax credit, working tax credit including a disability element, child tax credit and working tax credit paid together. An NHS Tax Credit Exemption Certificate is valid for up to 7 months. Your partner and any young people included in your claim will be entitled to free prescriptions while your certificate is valid. For more information, go to www.nhsbsa.nhs.uk/tax credits or call 0300 330 1347. Next generation text 1800 0300 330 1347. HC2 Certificate. Full help with health costs. If you have applied to the NHS Low Income Scheme and have been issued with an HC2 certificate, you are entitled to free prescriptions. Your partner and any dependent children under 19 named on your claim will also be entitled to free prescriptions while the certificate is valid. Make sure you know the expiry date of the certificate. An HC3 certificate, partial help with health costs, does not entitle you to free prescriptions. For more information about the scheme and how to apply, go to www.nhsbsa.nhs.uk/Low Income Scheme or call 0300 330 1343. Next generation text 1800 0300 330 1343. War Pension Exemption Certificate. If you have a War Pension Exemption Certificate, you are entitled to free prescriptions that relate to your accepted disability. To apply for a certificate, contact Veterans UK. Call 0808 1914 218 or email veterans-uk@mod.gov.uk. What to do at the pharmacy. If you have an exemption certificate or prescription prepayment certificate, PPC, Check the expiry date before claiming free NHS prescriptions. If you're included in a benefits claim, check that your benefit entitles you. If you are not entitled to free prescriptions, if you know that you're not entitled to free prescriptions, or your exemption certificate or PPC has expired, don't claim. Pharmacy staff will tell you how much you need to pay. If you claim free prescriptions that you're not entitled to, you could have to pay up to £100, as well as the original prescription charge. Not sure? If you're not sure whether you're entitled to free prescriptions, or you're waiting to find out, you should pay and ask pharmacy staff for an NHS receipt. This is Form FP57. If you find out later that you are entitled and have proof, you can apply for a refund. The NHS receipt will tell you what to do. If you are entitled to free prescriptions, make sure you tick the right box on the back of the prescription. If someone else collects the prescription on your behalf, make sure they know which box to tick. If pharmacy staff ask for proof that you don't have to pay, you can show your benefit entitlement or award letter, or your exemption certificate. Help with prescription costs. NHS Low Income Scheme, including students and pensioners. You may be able to get help with the cost of your prescriptions and other NHS charges through the NHS Low Income Scheme. You can apply if your savings, investments, or property, not including where you live, are no more than £16,000, or no more than £23,250 if you live permanently in a care home. Find out more and how to apply at www.nhsbsa.nhs.uk/low income scheme or call 0300 330 1343. Next generation text 1800 1 0300 330 1343. Prescription prepayment certificates. If you get regular prescriptions, you could save money by buying a prescription prepayment certificate, PPC. A PPC lets you get as many NHS prescriptions as you need for a set price. It is valid for either 3 months or 12 months, depending on the type of PPC you buy. You can find the current prices on the website. How to buy a PPC. Go to www.nhsbsa.nhs.uk/PPC. Call 0300 330 1341. Next generation text 1800 1 0300 330 1341. Ask pharmacy staff for an FP95 form. You can also buy PPCs over the counter at some pharmacies. A list is available on the website. Free medications. These medications are free for everyone. Prescribed contraceptives. Medicines supplied at an NHS clinic or hospital for the treatment of a mental disorder, for people with a supervised community treatment order, tuberculosis. Any medicine administered at an NHS hospital. Still not sure if you're allowed to claim free prescriptions? You can answer a few questions online to find out what help you could get with the cost of your prescriptions and other NHS charges. It takes less than 5 minutes. Go to nhs.uk/check before you tick. For more information, NHS Help with Health Costs. For more information, go to www.nhsbsa.nhs.uk/health costs. For more help, you can contact the Prescription Exemption Checking Service helpline. Call 0300 330 9291. Next generation text 1800 1 0300 330 9291. Medical and Maternity Exemption Certificate helpline. Call 0300 330 1341. Next generation text 1800 1 0300 330 1341. NHS Tax Credit Exemption Certificate helpline. Call 0300 330 1347. Next generation text 1800 1 0300 330 1347. NHS Low Income Scheme helpline. Call 0300 330 1343. Next generation text 1800 1 0300 330 1343. Prescription Prepayment Certificate PPC helpline. Call 0300 330 1341. Next generation text 1800 1 0300 330 1341. Benefits information. For more information about benefits, go to www.gov.uk/DWP. For more help, you can contact Pension Service Helpline. Call 0800 731 0469. Text phone 0800 731 0464. Next generation text 1800 1 0800 731 0469. Job Centre Plus helpline. Job seekers allowance, income support and employment and support allowance. Call 0800 169 0310. Text phone 0800 169 0314. Next generation text 1800 0800 169 0310. Job Centre Plus helpline. Universal Credit Live Service. Call 0800 328 9344. Text phone 0800 328 1344. Next generation text 1800 0800 328 9344. Job Centre Plus helpline. Universal Credit Full Service. Call 0800 328 5644. Text phone 0800 328 1344. Next generation text 1800 0800 328 5644. Tax Credits Helpline. Call 0345 300 3900. Next generation text 1800 0300 200 3100. If you would like this information in an alternative format, visit nhs.uk/check before you tick. Call 0300 330 9291. Next generation text 1800 0300 330 9291. Check before you tick. The information in this guide was correct as of July 2018. Crown Copyright 2019. Produced by BDS Communications for the NHS Business Services Authority.